things I mentioned now and you don't do the will of God, on that day, all those things will mean nothing. You want to get married, God will give you a husband. You want to have children, God will give you children. But if you don't do the will of God, on that day, when God opens his book and say, you mean I sent you there and you did your own thing? All those things you got here. And I'm saying this because some of us, the things you're busy doing have no bearing to why you came into this world. The things you are crying over, the things you're busy over, they have nothing. You have not discovered, you've not proven, talk less of doing from the heart the will of God. That is why there is a need for an awakening. He said, what do you mean, O sleeper? How can you be sleeping with respect to what God signed you to do? How can you be so sluggish? You don't care. You are acting like it's not you. The people God sent you to are still waiting for you. The deliverance God sent you to come and walk is waiting for you. The people who are supposed to hear your voice all over the nations are still waiting for you. The people that God is supposed to use you to bring into the kingdom, you are acting like you don't know. But let me say this to you. God is powerful. There is nobody here who desires to know his will that God will not reveal his will to. Now, my challenge is that you don't even know yet, talk less of doing it. And for those of us who know, like Jonah, you're sleeping. This month, 2 weeks, is a period where you have to ask God to wake you up. You have to ask God, please God, can you send me a voice to wake me from this sleep of death? Because this sleep is going to destroy you. What does it mean to sleep? Sleep is that you are living a carefree, inactive, I don't care, I'm not bothered, what's my business? What's gonna be is gonna be. I don't have to be involved kind of lifestyle. The word God sent us is that this month is a month of awakening. And I want you, in everything you are asking God to do for you, ask God to wake you up. Ask God to send you a voice. Jesus came to them and said, why are you sleeping? Where Jonah, and if you know, Jesus compared himself to Jonah. Where Jonah refused the will of God, Jesus said, not my will, but your will. There are some of us right now, there is something you are planning, you are hatching it. But you hear the voice of God saying, it is not my will. But you said, I want to go ahead and do it still. I want you to know that this month is special for you. Inside of you, there is a voice that is saying, but that's not my will. But you're planning it. In fact, you are almost, people have not seen it yet, but you have made up your mind. No matter what happens, this is what I'm going to do. But there is a voice inside of you saying, that is not in line with my will for you. I want you to take these 2 weeks. We have already spent one today. Seriously. Ask God to help you to wake up. To begin to do. And I want to read that Ephesians chapter 6 before I close. Ephesians 6. Remember I told you that concerning the will of God, there is a person you're supposed to be. Listen, when I look into the mirror, I want to be who he wants me to be. I went to school. One of the things I wanted to do is that I wanted to be a professor in the university. Oh, I used to like that feeling. You know, when a professor is walking to class, you know, the way you walk in and everybody claps for you. But a day came, Jesus came to me and said, go and ask your mother why your name is called gospel. At that point in time, my will came against God's will. But brethren, I don't want to be in trouble with God. When it comes to why I'm still in this country today, my mother came here. After she stood in our church, she said, if you were in Nigeria pastoring, this church would have been full. But that's not the will of God for me. I have had people who traveled all the way, came here. They said to me, what are you still doing here? Why not relocate to so place? A man came to this church. He said, Pastor, after church service, he said, can I ask you why you're happy? He said, your church is not like one branch of my church when I closed it. He said, the joy you have. I said, I'm busy doing the will of God. There might not be people feeling here, but I'm busy doing with the people he sent me to. The kind of people, the number of people, I want to do the will of God. What is highly esteemed among men is abomination. I want to do it to the time he wants me to do it. I don't want to go against the will of God.